right? Cairns sitting at 31 degrees, while Brisbane S copped 38 today. That S not a typo. Your tropical north is cooler than the southeast, and there's a reason for that, which could change everything for Queensland over the next week. Is your area about to cop the first significant rain in months, or are you looking at another week of this relentless heat? Because right now, the Bureau of Meteorology has severe weather warnings active across parts of Queensland and the Northern Territory, affecting roughly 3 million people. We've got a developing tropical low in the Gulf, models are showing wildly different tracks, and I'll break down exactly when your specific location could see relief. Chuck your location in the comments right now, and I'll get you a personalised forecast for tomorrow's video. I am talking specific timing, rainfall totals, and whether you need to prepare for something more serious. Within the next minute, here is what you need to know. Sydney, you are looking at 34 tomorrow, easing to 28 by Thursday with possible showers. Melbourne, 29 Wednesday, then a cool change drops you to 22 Thursday afternoon. Brisbane, 37 tomorrow, then patchy rain Monday could bring 10 to 20 millimetres. Perth, you are stuck on 36 through to Friday. Adelaide, 33 tomorrow with northerlies. Cold front Friday drops you to 24. Hobart, you are actually the warm one at 26 tomorrow, 23 Thursday. Darwin, 32 with storms. You are in the active monsoon zone now. Now, here's the thing. We've got a tropical low developing in the southern Gulf of Carpentaria, and this is where it gets interesting. Access is showing this system intensifying and tracking southeast toward the Queensland coast by Thursday or Friday. The European model reckons it LL stay weaker and track more westward into the Northern Territory. This 100k difference changes everything for central and north Queensland. Let me show you what we're dealing with. This low pressure system has been spinning up over the last 24 hours. Sea surface temperatures in the Gulf are sitting around 30 to 31 degrees, which is more than warm enough for development. The monsoon trough is positioned beautifully across the north, providing that broad scale lift we need. Upper level winds are relatively light, so there's not much shear to tear this thing apart. Current pressure readings have this system at around 1,004 hectopascals. That S not tropical cyclone strength yet, but we're rewatching it closely. For context, tropical cyclone formation threshold is 1,000 hectopascals or below, combined with sustained winds over 63 kilometres per hour. The latest Access R run from midday today shows this low deepening to around 998 hectopascals by Thursday morning, then tracking southeast toward Townsville and the Herbert River district. If this scenario plays out, we are looking at heavy rainfall for coastal areas between Cairns and Mackay. I am talking 100 to 200 millimetres possible, isolated falls up to 300 millimetres in 24 hours. But hang on, let me clarify that. The GFS model is actually agreeing with Access on the track, but the European model has this system moving southwest into the Barkly tablelands of the Northern Territory instead. That S a massive difference. One scenario floods the Queensland coast, the other brings rain to the inland NT. For you lot in Townsville, if the Access track is correct, you are looking at rain developing Thursday afternoon, heaviest overnight Thursday into Friday, with winds picking up to 50 to 70 km an hour from the southeast. Cairns and the Atherton tablelands, you'd see rain arriving late Thursday, continuing Friday. Mackay and the Whitsundays, probably Friday into Saturday. Mount Isa, Cloncurry and the northwest Queensland mining areas, here S where you need to pay attention. If that European model is right, you could actually see decent rain by Thursday as the low moves west. If Access is right, you will stay dry and hot. Catherine and the top end of the Northern Territory, heavy rain has already started for you. Alice Springs, you are on the fringe of this activity. Maybe some showers by the weekend, but nothing guaranteed. There's one detail that's got me concerned about this system, the sea surface temperature anomalies. We're re-looking at waters that are 1 to 2 degrees above average right across the Gulf and Coral Sea. That extra heat energy provides more fuel for intensification. The question isn't really whether this low will develop, it's how strong it gets and which direction it ultimately tracks. Actually, I should be more specific about the impacts here. This isn't just about rainfall totals. If this system does track toward the Queensland coast, we're re-looking at the potential for localised flash flooding in coastal areas that have been absolutely parched. When you go from weeks of no rain to suddenly dumping 100 mils in 6 hours, the ground can absorb it. Urban flooding becomes a real risk for places like Townsville, Cairns, even Mackay, Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast. You're probably wondering if any of this reaches you. At this stage, looking unlikely for significant impacts from this particular system. You might see some showers clip the southeastern coast by the weekend, but we're talking 10 to 20 mils at best. The main action stays north of Gladstone, Brisbane, Ipswich, Logan and the greater southeast. I know you're very desperate for rain. I've seen your comments. Trees are stressed, lawns are crunchy and it's been relentlessly hot. Monday is looking like your best chance with an inland trough pushing through. Models are showing 10 to 30 millimetres possible, but it's patchy. Some areas will get a decent drenching, others might see barely 5 mils. That is the frustrating nature of summer convection. Toowoomba and the Darling Downs, you are in a similar boat. Isolated storms Monday afternoon into evening, but coverage is uncertain. Could be severe with damaging winds and large hail if they fire up properly. Bundaberg, Hervey Bay and the Fraser Coast, you are on the southern edge of the tropical moisture. Maybe some showers mid to late week, but again, nothing guaranteed at this point. Now, I want to circle back to something I mentioned earlier about model disagreement. At the 3-minute mark here, and this is important, when we see Access and the European model differing by this much, it usually means there is genuine uncertainty in the atmosphere. This isn't forecaster error or bad modelling. It is that the initial conditions and the way different models handle tropical systems creates this spread in outcomes. We'll have a better idea tomorrow morning once the overnight model runs come through. The 0100 UTC GFS and the 1200 UTC Access runs will be crucial. If they start converging on one scenario, confidence increases. If they stay divergent, we re-in for another day of uncertainty. Right, let's shift focus to the rest of the country because there is plenty happening outside the tropics. For New South Wales, Sydney S dealing with this prolonged heat. 34 tomorrow, 35 Thursday before a week's southerly change brings relief Friday. Newcastle and the Hunter, 33 tomorrow, 32 Thursday. Change hits you Friday afternoon, dropping temps to 26. Wollongong, you will feel that southerly first, probably Friday morning, with temps falling from 32 to 24 by afternoon. Coffs Harbour and the mid-north coast, you are on the boundary. Could see some coastal showers Wednesday or Thursday from onshore flow, but nothing substantial, maybe 5 to 10 mils. Inland New South Wales, Wagga Wagga, Dubbo, Orange, Uri copping the heat too. Wagga 37 tomorrow, 38 Thursday. Dubbo 39 tomorrow, 40 Thursday. Orange, Uri cooler on elevation at 32 tomorrow. That southwesterly change Friday will be welcome relief for all of you. Canberra 35 tomorrow, 36 Thursday, then dropping to 26 Friday with that change. Pretty typical summer pattern for the capital. Victoria, Melbourne S sitting on 29 tomorrow. Then your change comes through Wednesday night into Thursday. Northwest winds ahead of the front could gust to 50 km an hour, then swinging southwest Thursday with temps falling. Bit of a mixed bag for you. Geelong and the Surf Coast, 27 tomorrow, 21 Thursday with the change. Ballarat and the Central Highlands, 30 tomorrow, dropping to 19 Thursday. Bendigo and Northern Victoria, 32 tomorrow. You'll hold on to the heat longer, maybe 28 Thursday. Shepparton and the Goulburn Valley, 34 tomorrow, 30 Thursday. Fire danger will be elevated ahead of that change. So if you were doing any outdoor burning, Dante, South Australia, Adelaide S looking at 33 tomorrow with northerly winds. That front I mentioned for Victoria arrives Friday, dropping you to 24. Bit of dust possible ahead of the change if winds are strong enough. Mount Gambier and the southeast, you'll see that change earlier, probably Thursday evening. 26 tomorrow, 19 Friday. Whyalla and Port Augusta, you are in the hot zone. 38 tomorrow, 40 Thursday, then moderating Friday. Clare Valley and the mid-north, similar story, 37 tomorrow, 39 Thursday. Western Australia, Perth, you're relocked in on 36 through to Friday. Sea breeze has been weak lately, not providing that usual afternoon relief. Fremantle Doctor has been pretty ordinary this week. Not until the weekend do we see any moderation, maybe dropping to 32 Sunday. Bunbury and the southwest, 34 tomorrow, 33 Thursday. Geraldton, 37 tomorrow with easterlies, 35 Thursday. Kalgoorlie inland, Uray copping 41 tomorrow, 42 Thursday. Brutal. Broome in the northwest, you are in the monsoon zone like Darwin. 33 with afternoon storms, isolated heavy falls. Couple of 100 mils possible if storms train over the same areas. Tasmania, you are the interesting one this week. Hobart, 26 tomorrow, warmer than Brisbane at times, which is unusual. Northwesterly pattern ahead of that frontal system. Launceston, 28 tomorrow, 24 Thursday. Devonport and the northwest coast, 26 tomorrow, 21 Thursday with showers. Northern Territory, Darwin, 32 with storms daily. That's your wet season in full swing. Rainfall totals varying wildly, some areas getting 50 to 100 mils in an afternoon, others staying relatively dry. Catherine, you've already seen solid rain, more storms tomorrow and Thursday. Alice Springs, 28 tomorrow, 32 Thursday. You are on the edge of that monsoonal activity. Could see some action by the weekend, but it's 50-50 at this stage. Let me check that again actually, because the latest Access run has shifted Alice Springs' rainfall chances higher, maybe 40 to 60% by Saturday, which is better odds than I thought earlier. 5 to 15 mils possible if storms do develop. There's one thing I want to emphasise about this Queensland tropical low situation. Even if it doesn't reach cyclone strength, these systems can still produce significant impacts. Flooding rain, damaging winds, dangerous surf conditions. The category number matters less than the actual hazards. Compounding factors here include the fact that many catchments in North Queensland are dry, rivers are low, dams need filling, but that also means flood producing potential is lower than it would be if everything was already saturated. It's a double-edged sword. However, if this system does intensify and slow down, we could see rainfall totals that exceed 500 millimetres in some locations over 3 to 4 days. That's enough to cause major flooding regardless of antecedent conditions. I reckon the next 24 hours of model data will be critical. Tomorrow evening S-Video will have much better clarity on the track and intensity. The Bureau will likely issue more specific warnings once confidence increases. For those of you in cyclone-prone areas, now it's a good time to review your cyclone plan. Not saying we read definitely getting a cyclone, but preparation doesn't hurt. Charge devices, check batteries, secure loose items around the property. Around the 12-minute mark now, and I want to hear from you in the comments. Seriously, drop your location and what weather impacts you most concerned about. Tomorrow, S-Video will feature specific local forecasts based on what you are asking for. I am reading every comment and I'll address as many locations as possible. Some of you from southeast Queensland have been messaging about the lack of rain. I feel you. Jimboomba, Scenic Rim, even parts of Brisbane as western suburbs have been really dry. This Monday trough is your best chance, but as I said earlier, it's going to be hit and miss. Some streets will get flooded, neighbouring suburbs might barely get a sprinkle. That's the frustrating nature of summer convection. Storms are localised. Unlike winter rain, where a front brings widespread precipitation, summer systems are more random. You need that perfect combination of instability, moisture, and lift all coming together at the right time over your specific location. Fire danger ratings tomorrow are worth mentioning. Severe fire danger for inland Queensland, northern New South Wales, and parts of South Australia ahead of that change. Total fire ban declared for several districts. If you're in those areas, absolutely no outdoor burning. Conditions will be extremely dangerous. The pressure gradient between the inland heat trough and coastal systems is generating those northwesterly winds we are seeing. 20 to 40 km an hour tomorrow, gusting higher on exposed ridges. That S fanning fire behaviour and making suppression difficult. Moving into the weekend forecast, and this is where things get really interesting. If that tropical low does track southeast, as Access suggests, we're re-looking at significant weather Saturday into Sunday for central Queensland. But if it tracks west, the weekend could actually be relatively quiet for the coast. Sunday specifically, Brisbane could be anywhere from 33 and mostly dry to 28. With showers depending on how much tropical moisture pushes south. That's a huge range of outcomes, and honestly we want to know until Thursday at the earliest. Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Noosa, you're probably looking at 30 to 32. Saturday, maybe 28 Sunday if we get cloud and showers, but confidence is low. Inland areas, Longreach, Barcaldine, Charleville, you are staying hot and dry through the weekend, 38 to 40 each day. No relief in sight for you, unfortunately. Cairns and far north Queensland, assuming the tropical low moves south, you might actually see conditions improve by the weekend. Saturday could be partly cloudy, 29 degrees, lighter winds. That would be a nice break after the wet weather Friday. The one location that could cop something unexpected is actually Mount Isa. Depending on the low S track, you could see anything from completely dry conditions to 50 millimetres of rain. That is how uncertain this forecast is right now. Townsville, I am putting you on notice. If Access is right, Thursday night into Friday is when you need to be prepared. Stock up on essentials tomorrow, Wednesday at the latest. Not trying to cause panic, but tropical systems can intensify quickly once they move over warm water. Mackay and the Whitsundays, you probably 36 hours behind Townsville on timing if this tracks south. Friday night into Saturday would be your window for heavy rain. The Coral Sea at this time of year is prime cyclone territory. We've got 4 months left in the cyclone season, peaking in February and March. This one to be the last system we track, guaranteed. Models are also showing another potential development in the Coral Sea proper, east of Queensland, around the 10th to 12th of February. Way too early for specifics, but it is something we're re-monitoring. Long-range forecasting suggests an active period ahead. El Niño Southern Oscillation is currently in neutral phase, moving toward La Niña conditions by autumn. That typically means increased tropical cyclone activity for Australia S region. More systems developing, more potential coastal impacts. Indian Ocean dipole is also neutral, so we're not getting strong influences from either Pacific or Indian Ocean patterns. That actually makes forecasting harder because we lack those strong steering currents. Right, quick recap of what you need to remember from today. Tropical low developing in the Gulf of Carpentaria, tracking uncertain, could impact Queensland coast Thursday into Friday or could move west into NT. Brisbane and southeast Queensland, possible rain Monday but patchy. Heat continues across southern capitals until Friday as change. Models will be updated overnight. Tomorrow morning's data will clarify the tropical low situation. This forecast has inherent uncertainty because we're dealing with a developing tropical system. These things can change rapidly. What looks like a rain depression today could be a Category 2 cyclone tomorrow, or it could fizzle out completely. That is why I am emphasising the need to check back tomorrow. Tomorrow's video will specifically address the tropical low track with updated model data. I'll have clearer rainfall totals, wind speeds, and timing for affected areas. Plus, I'll respond to your comments with personalised local forecasts. If you're in North Queensland or the Northern Territory, set your notifications. Things could develop quickly. The Bureau will issue tropical cyclone watches and warnings as needed, but I'll keep you updated throughout the day if anything significant changes. For everyone else dealing with this heat, I know it's tough. Stay hydrated, check on vulnerable neighbours, avoid outdoor exertion during peak heat. This pattern does break down by Friday, so relief is coming. Drop your location in the comments right now. Tell me what you're most concerned about. Rain, heat, fire danger, wind. I want to tailor tomorrow's forecast to what you actually need to know. I genuinely appreciate everyone watching and engaging with these forecasts. The Australian weather community on YouTube is fantastic, and your support means everything. Next video drops tomorrow evening around 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have much better clarity on that tropical low, updated rainfall forecasts and specific local timing for your area. Until tomorrow, stay safe, stay informed, and remember that weather forecasts evolve. What I'm telling you today is based on current data. Tomorrow's data will refine these predictions. That is not forecaster uncertainty. That is just how atmospheric science works. Cheers, everyone.